I was not very aware when I wrote The Dancing Woolly Masters. I was a sex addict. I was riding a motorcycle. I was emotionally violent. I continually had violent and sexual fantasies. I had just gotten out of the Army where I was a Green Beret officer. I was macho in the extreme, which I've since come to see means very frightened. I couldn't really come to terms with the fears that were dominating my life that I couldn't recognize, fears such as not living up to my own expectations, not being good enough, not belonging, fears of not being lovable. And when I wrote The Dancing Woolly Masters, it was a new experience for me, because for the first time I was doing something that was effortless and joyful to me, fully engaging. I loved every part of it. I loved the discussions with the physicist. I loved the reading of the books. I loved going to Berkeley and the used bookstores and finding by synchronicity the books that were just what I needed. And what I came to love most of all was realizing that the book was more intelligent than I was, more comprehensive in its understanding than I was, and funnier than I was. I realized that there was more at work on this book than I alone. And so I decided then that whatever that more was, I wanted to learn about it. I wanted to join it. I wanted to live my life the way The Dancing Woolly Masters was being written, which was spontaneously, intelligently, and joyfully. The book carries with it the kernel of the thought that consciousness is central to everything. And that was my beginning. Something big had happened, and it began to percolate in my experience, even though my experience was still dense. And that somewhere in that process, I discovered the reality of non-physical reality, that it wasn't just an idea, it wasn't an inspiration or a poetical creation. It exists. We exist in a much larger ocean than the pond that we think is the big ocean. The pond that we think is the big ocean is the physical world, and it is pretty big. But it's not all of the universe. There is more to the universe than physical reality, a great deal more. And in fact, we ourselves are a great deal more than physical. We are moving beyond the limitations of the five senses. That, to me, is the transformation of consciousness that is changing everything. It is a transformation in consciousness that is making us more aware. And with that awareness comes a new potential, the potential of authentic power, the alignment of your personality with your soul. And the new potential is the potential of a universal human, a human that is beyond nation, beyond religion, beyond race, beyond sex, beyond economic circumstance, a citizen of the universe whose allegiance is to life. We have the potential of becoming universal humans. We have the potential of creating a universal humanity. But that requires work. That requires the creation of authentic power in each of us. And that can't be done by anyone else. It can't be done by the president or the prime minister. It can't be done by the school counselor. It can't be done by your parent or your spouse. It has to be done by you, in you. Only you can look at your anger. Only you can look at your jealousy. Only you can look at your need to dominate, need to withdraw, need to please. Everything that's out of control in you points to a part of your personality that you need to change in order to move into your potential. All of this is what lies before us. This is our world now. We're in transition. We are in deep change. We see around us the brutality of the world that has been created by the pursuit of external power, and we feel within us and we see in some others the emergence of multisensory perception and the resonance with the pursuit of authentic power. That is the road that we are all now on. That's why I wrote The Seat of the Soul. That's why I'm alive, and I love it.